Hey Rebel Rouser, this is Alan Voivod from Star Wars 7x7 with a bit of a public service announcement, if you will. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, then this is something about which you are familiar, and if you've been watching the show on Facebook or YouTube, and that's the only way you've seen Star Wars 7x7, well then you may not be familiar with this, but about this time last year, I was diagnosed with a case of melanoma, that's skin cancer, if you are not familiar with the term, and I had surgery to have it taken out. It was a big chunk removed from my leg. It was at stage T1B, which as far as cancers go is pretty darn good. That means you're catching it early. And the initial word was that they got everything. And so I've been going to skin checks and ultrasound appointments every 3 months for the past year to make sure that that was in fact the case, that the skin cancer did not get into my lymphatic system, into my lymph nodes, which would mean real trouble. And I just got the results of my 1 year appointments back and found out that I am still cancer-free, knock on wood, that everything still looks very good, like there's no cancer reoccurrence or anything like that. So for everybody over the past year who has expressed their, kind words and good wishes and thoughts and prayers, just once again, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And I did go back and forth about whether I was going to talk about this on the podcast at all, and I've been tremendously humbled by the response from people who said that I inspired them to get their own skin checks done, that they had skin cancer history in their family, and that me talking about it was enough of an impetus to get them to go make an appointment with their dermatologist. So on the off chance that you right now are listening to this or watching this and you personally have not gone to get a skin check from a dermatologist, and there's any possibility that you could be at risk for melanoma, that you have any skin cancer history in your family or anything like that, then please, I implore you to make an appointment with your dermatologist. I know here in New Hampshire, it was actually kind of difficult because there are not a lot of dermatologists kicking around, and I got very lucky, as it turns out, and was able to get in rather quickly, but I had been told that it could take as much as a month or two to get an appointment. And skin cancer is not something to be messed around with. It moves fast and gets malignant and gets everywhere in your body really quick once it has taken hold. So if you have any risk at all for it, then please do consider making an appointment with your local dermatologist as soon as you can. And that's what I wanted to tell you about on this bonus episode of the podcast. So thank you so much for listening. Please take care of yourselves, and may the force be with you wherever in the world you may be.